This is Coach Keith Keppner. I'm going to give you a fight breakdown and review of Charlo, versus Lamanna. Yes, Thomas Lamanna. A fight that we probably all knew the way it was going to go, but I'm still going to give you a recap from the perspective of a boxing coach. Why should you listen to me and my perspective? Well, besides me boxing myself and being trained by my father, who's a professional boxing coach, who was coached as a fighter and as a coach and studied under Chuck Bodak, who worked with over 50 world champions, and he was the Olympic coach for Muhammad Ali. I've also coached fighters for going on about 15 years now and built many Golden Glove champions from scratch, as well as guys who have gone on to be professional. And I have had guys fight on national television multiple times. All right. And I specialize in working with people at any level and help them get to the next level. So let's get into the Charlo, I don't know why I'm putting the S on it, versus Lamanna fight. It was the co-main on the Caleb Plant card. All right, so first off, Charlo with those great hard jabs. So wonderful. The power of a hard jab is so underappreciated. I see all the time, and you guys hear me talk about it, people throwing jabs that are just throwaway jabs, light jabs, touching jabs, and they don't become true believers of the importance and the gravitas of a good hard jab. In this fight, you saw it play out many ways. Now, of course, you can make the argument, yes, Lamanna, lower level than Charlo, so therefore more things can play importance and work better. But I challenge you at any level, a good hard jab is very important. Now, with that hard jab being said by Charlo, that he established right off the rip and really got Lamanna out of the fight. Because think about it, if you get hit by a hard jab by somebody and he was aiming right for the jaw, that's going to make you concerned about all their other punches. Because with most people, their jab is not their hardest punch, even though we all know Charlo has a good hard jab. So that automatically plays psychological warfare with yourself, where you are now worried about the jab and worried about everything else. You're starting to worry about everything versus a jab that's not really important. You don't have to worry about it, and you kind of ignore it and watch out for the other quote unquote power punches. Now, something I noticed in round number 2 is that Charlo was leaning in with his jab a little too much. And it was a single jab as well. He wasn't necessarily feinting before he would shoot it. Now, he did a great job of shooting it without telling, right? Without giving it away that it was coming. And that's the mark of a good fighter. So a hard jab that he's not loading up and making it obvious it's coming. Yes, very good. But my challenge that I saw is him leaning a little bit over his feet with that jab and also a single jab, which can make it easy to be countered by the right fighter. Lamanna was not the right guy tonight to do it, but in a little bit, we'll see how he did it. Then in the third round, a great example of the 1-2, right? And watch my video on the importance of the 1-2 combination, all different ways we can use it, and a deeper dive into that. But he shoots the 1-2, nails Lamanna. Then he gets a little bit wrapped up and tied up. Then he drops down to bring the arms down and break out of the hold up, not accepting the clinch, and uses that to drop Lamanna in the third round. If he would have held and stayed there, or got held and stayed there, which is what Lamanna was doing to survive, he wouldn't have got that knockdown, which was important in the whole journey of the fight. Now, before we go on to how Lamanna made him pay for the lean with the jab and some other things with the jab that were very important as far as how it plays the fight, as well as something where it shows that hands up is not enough. Even hands up to block a punch is not enough, was shown in this fight by Charlo, and I really appreciate him showing us all this. And I want you to learn from it. Before we jump into that, I want to tell you that on June 16th, I'm starting my 6-week boxing sweet science challenge, so 6 weeks of the sweet science where I'm only accepting 10 people to do it. You can do it anywhere in the world because I work with people from anywhere in the world. And every single day, so for 42 days, you have a combination to practice that I'm going to give you, a footwork sequence to practice, and a defensive sequence to practice, as well as a few other things like some road work every single day. And it's done in a fashion that you can do it every day. So you're not going to burn out, I promise you. You're not going to get injured, I promise you. But what it does is it helps you allow to build a consistent habit that can get you to the next level so that it truly gets ingrained in your physiology and your psychology. All right. So I got the link to that below. Make sure you click on that and check it out. Like I said, I'm only doing it for the first 10 people, and it's only $5.92 a day. All right. So jump on it. And also, when you complete all 42 days, guess what the best part is? You get to apply the money you paid to work with me one-on-one. I build out a custom program for you and work with you for that amount of time that the program costs. Like I work with many people who are across the world, in Europe, in Canada, across the United States, in Australia, and also in South America. But then also as well, you're going to get two 30-minute coaching video calls with me where we're going to work on whatever you need to work on. And then also you're going to get a digital copy of my book, 66 Boxing Strategies and Tactics, that can be a game changer for anybody. All right, so make sure you check that out. All right, now jumping on to the fourth round, where Charlo got the knockdown, and he got the knockdown how? He got it with the left hook. And he got the left hook. He didn't look for the opening. He created the opening, and there wasn't even an opening. I love Charlo for this. And again, he had the right guy to do it, but the jab was concussing Lamanna throughout this fight. You have to understand, a good hard jab on your jaw, a hard jab that you have a step with, like Charlo was doing, rattles your brain. And when your brain is rattled, other punches are more likely to rattle you, and that's what sets this up. Fourth round, Charlo gets that left hook, hits the glove, and it still makes Lamanna drop. The ref didn't call it as a drop, as a knockdown, but after the bell was over, they ruled it a knockdown. His knee touched the canvas from that punch that hit him. You could tell it hurt him. It changed his gait. All right. Now, it's the jab, like I wrote in my notes as I was watching it, the jab is concussing him. The jab is concussing Lamanna. Lamanna counters that single jab, the lean in, with the right hand finally. All right. Before that, in the fifth round, Lamanna gets dropped again. Because again, he's already hurt. And when you're already hurt, you're more susceptible to be dropped. Again, similar thing. It wasn't a very clean shot. It was a shot that got partially intercepted by the left glove of Lamanna. And he rattled his own brain with his own glove from getting hit by Charlo's right hand. That dropped him. He's hurt. But then Charlo leans in with that jab, that single jab. It's one jab, and typically nothing coming after it. And Lamanna shows a little bit of his experience and counters with a good right hand, his best shot of the whole fight. And that's where it's dangerous stuff, and you got to watch out for it. And if he would have had more sting on his punch, it could have possibly changed part of the fight, right? If we have enough power, those things can happen. It just wasn't the night that this was going to happen. But he countered that, and then Lamanna gets wobbled by the jab to the jaw again pretty shortly after that. Again, if you watch him walk back to that corner after that round five, I think, round five, you see him staggering back to his corner. That shows that there's a severe concussion that happened, and it was from that jab, that set it all up, that rattled his brain, that made the other punches drop him, made it even worse, and he almost made Charlo pay for leaning in with that single jab. Charlo needs to watch out for that, because that's one thing that can happen when we have a hard punch. What typically happens is we do one of two things. We load it up, which Charlo does not do, so kudos to him. But then secondly is we maybe overcommit with it, or leave it out, or leave it, or end with it, and that can make it counterable, very easily counterable. And if Lamanna was able to counter him while he was hurt, then Charlo needs to watch out for other people countering him, so look out for that. Charlo carried him a little bit in this fight, and I'm not denying that. He was looking to get in some rounds. He didn't go after the stoppage as soon as I thought he could have, but I understand he was trying to get the rounds in, because I think it's been a little while since he's fought. The guy was staggering around way too much, so it was a good stoppage by the doctor. Frankly, I don't know Lamanna, right? So I'm not his cornerman, I'm not his coach, but there were all the signs there that somebody needed to stop that fight. All right, guys. Hope you enjoyed this little analysis and recap. Make sure you click like, subscribe. If you also enjoyed it, drop me a super thanks by buying me a cup of coffee, because I'm staying up late doing this video like this. And also, you need to jump on that 6 weeks of the Sweet Science boxing program. All right, guys. We'll see you on that. See you on the next video.